Hello, and welcome to International Schooling. I'm Shubhangi. Imagine if you could create your own game, bring your stories to life, and control a computer like a superhero controls their power. In today's lesson, we will learn Grade 6 American Curriculum, Computer Science Discovery, Module 1, Lesson 1. The topic is What's its function? Stay with me till the end and you will understand this very easily. All right, everyone, get ready. I'm about to share my screen and take you inside the world of computer science, where you will see how ideas turn into something amazing. When you hear the word computer science, you might think of difficult math problem or long lines of confusing code, but that is not the full picture. Computer science is more than just coding. It is the art of teaching a computer what to do. And most importantly, it helps us solve problems. Let's understand this with a simple idea. Coding plus idea is equal to great result. When we combine our ideas with coding, we can create amazing things. Think about your alarm clock. It wakes you up every morning. Even if you press the snooze button many times, it still helps you wake you up on time. This is an example how computer science solves a real life problem. Computer science is all around us and impacts our daily life. You can use computer science to tell a story. You can have your own character that would move, act on screen, that will bring your story to life. Computer science also creates many job opportunities because it is used in almost every field today. It allows you to be creative. You can make your animations, you can build your own robot. Most importantly, computer science helps solve real world problems. It is used in developing medicines, protecting the environment, and improving how we live. Remember, computer science is just not about just typing or playing games. It's about thinking, creating, and solving problems. Let's move on. Now, let's see how computers become super smart problem solvers. Computers don't magically know what to do. They need the right tools to get the job done. And those tools are called hardware and software. Let's start with hardware. Hardware is everything you can touch on a computer. Yes, if you can poke it, tap it, or accidentally drop it, it's hardware. For example, monitor, keyboard, mouse, microphone, graphic cards. Now let's talk about software. Software is the invisible part that you cannot touch, but it tells computer what to do. It's like the brain of the computer that is behind everything. Now, examples are like email programs, internet browsers, antivirus program. Now, here's the important part. Hardwares and softwares are like best friend. They always work together. You cannot use just the hardware or just the software. It's like trying to watch TV with only a remote, but no TV, or having a TV but no shows. Both are needed. Let's take a fun example. Think about playing a computer game. You have a device like a computer or a gaming console. That's the hardware. You also have things like the controller or the keyboard. That's the hardware too. But wait, you can play a game with just the controller? No, you cannot. You also need the game software. The software is what makes the game run. The characters move, sounds play, levels change. So when hardware and software team up, that's when the real fun begins. And that's how computers solve problems by working together as a perfect team. All right. Now let's learn how we actually talk to computers. And no, we don't say, "Hello, computer, how are you?" Computers do not understand our language, English, or any other language. They only understand programming language. These are special languages that we use to give instructions to a computer, basically telling it what to do next step by step. And just like humans have many languages, computers also have many languages. Let's look at some fun ones here. The first one, block based language. Now, this is just like playing with Lego blocks, right? You don't have to type anything. You just need to drag and drop the blocks, and you are giving instructions, right? To your program is made. This is super easy, super fun, and perfect for the beginners. Next is Python. Python is again very easy, user friendly, a friendly language of computer. It's simple, clean, easy to read. That's why even big companies use it to build cool things like apps and websites. And now, HTML, hypertext markup language. If the internet was the house, HTML would be the walls and structure. So it helps create web pages, the things you see when you open a website. And yes, almost every website you visit uses HTML. All right, now here comes a funniest part. Have you ever struck up on a problem? Now, let me just share it with you that when you start explaining your problem to someone and suddenly you solve it yourself, this is how programmers do in the same manner. Sometimes when they are stuck, they explain it to a rubber duck. Yes, really. This is called rubber duck debugging. They talk to duck, explain their code step by step, and while explaining, their brain goes, "Oh, that's the mistake." And the duck doesn't answer, but it still helps. This shows that sometimes just talking through a problem can help you solve it. All right, let's move on. Now let's find out what a computer really is. And get ready because it is not just your laptop or desktop. Computer is a machine that works with information and helps people solve problem. But computers were not always like this fast and cool devices we use today. Long ago, computers were just like dinosaurs. Kidding. They were huge, slow. They took up an entire room. Imagine needing a whole room just to do simple calculations. In the past, computers were mainly used as giant calculators. That was amazing at that time, but not very efficient. Now things have completely changed. Today, computers are smaller, faster, and much more powerful. You can play games, control robots, or even use virtual reality to feel like you are in another world. Computers have gone from room sized machine to something that can fit into your pocket. Now, here's something interesting. It is not always easy to decide what is a computer and what is not. So, here's some guiding questions that you can ask, right? To make you decide upon what's a computer, what's not a computer. So you can ask a few questions like, what kind of problem does this device solve? Does it use information to solve problem? How does it use that information? Where does the information come from? Let's think about some everyday things: a cell phone, washing machine, a gumball machine, old car, smoke alarm, a traffic light. Some of these might surprise you because computers are not just the laptops and the tablets, they are everywhere, in your pocket, in your car, in your home, and even on the road. Computers have come a long way. And in the future, they might be even more amazing that you can imagine. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's talk about how computers actually work behind the scenes. And trust me, it's simpler than you think. You already know how to use a computer. You can turn it on, play music, watch videos, and do many cool things. But have you ever wondered, how does a computer know what to do? Well, a computer works using two very important things: input and output. Let's break it down. Input is the information computer gets from the user. All right. So computer with whatever information that a computer receives. This can come from any other device or even from any other computer. For example, typing on a keyboard or clicking a mouse and or making a click on a touch screen. Now, all of these inputs because you are giving just the information to the computer. Now let's look at the output. So output is the information that computer gives back, right? For example, the text appears on the screen, a video playing, that music which is coming out of your speaker, that's computer giving you a response as per your input, right? It is responding to your input. So remember, input is you telling the computer something, and output is computer responding back. All right, so let's make it more fun. Imagine you're hungry and you cannot decide on what to eat. So here's an example. You can see an app which helps you choose a restaurant. App will ask you, do you want to spend a lot of money or you want to spend less? Okay, these are the instructions, and after reading the instructions, you have to click on get started. If I say I have a lot, I want to spend a lot, it's going to give you another question. Would you like to eat something healthy or not healthy? So, see, I'm giving an input. I'm pressing healthy. It's giving me an output. That is the options of various restaurants. Okay, now again, I'm giving an input. I'm clicking on this restart button and I'm able to come back on the main screen. This is how the input and output works. All right, let's get going. Now let's look at what happens inside a computer. The real magic, which is called processing. So far, we learned about the input and output, but what happens in between? That's where processing comes in. Processing is what the computer does to turn the input into output. It's like the computer is thinking. It takes the information, works on it, and then it will give you the result. So let's look at it in a fun way. First, the if then processing. So this is like making a decision. So, like if something is true, then do something. For example, if you have enough money, then you're going to buy a milkshake. All right. Then an app can use this to decide what message to show up, right? If you have enough, it's going to say that you can buy. And if you are not having enough, it's going to say that you cannot. All right. Next, comparing. Now, this means, all right, let me go to comparing. Now, this means that you want to check if two things are same or different. Now, if like, is your password correct? Is your answer right? The computer compares information and find out. So next is finding a match. For example, if you are looking in for playing your favorite song, right? So you enter your request. Computer is going to match exact name with the list of data it has, and it's going to play, right? That's the finding a match. And then it's counting. When computer you want computer to count something, for example, it's like counting your steps in a fitness app or counting the score in your game. So everything is done by computer. So I can just sum it up, like imagine an app that checks if you can buy a milkshake, or it will take your input, it will analyze, it will process if you have enough money to buy milkshake. It's going to give you an appropriate output. Yes, you can buy because you have enough money, or no, you cannot because you don't have enough money. Computer is always doing three things: input, process, output. So that's how computer think, decide, and help us every day. All right. This is the end, I guess. Oh, yes. All right. I'm going to stop the share screen. So this is it. And today we learned how computers use hardware and software to take our inputs, process it like a smart brain, and gives us the output to solve problem and create amazing things. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for learning with International Schooling. See you in the next lesson. Bye bye. Have a great day.
International Schooling, the best online school.